to the main news.
Always good to have you with us. I'm Vicky Maponga Piswe Jomunyika at the Sign Language Desk. And a little later, we will cross over to our Montreux studios. Marilyn Gwenya is already on standby. These are the headlines tonight.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa reflects on how his training as a lawyer contributed to the liberation struggle.
ZIMSEC credits teaching upgrades for continued success in national exams.
In business, escalating economic confrontation cited as biggest threat to global stability.
And in our look at sport, dramatic Friday victories set ICC Under-19 World Cup ablaze in Zimbabwe and Namibia. We're leading with those stories tonight, but first we bring you our leading story.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa says his training as a lawyer and appointment as head of security in ZANU during the liberation struggle led to unity and understanding of the way the war had to be executed. Our chief correspondent Ruben Barwe filed the following report.
The late Sekuru Mafidi, the father to the president, Comrade Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, said, "I want you to read law so that you will speak English perfectly or eloquently." And President Mnangagwa, when he got into prison, started reading.
I went to law school, and Professor Mbako was the professor, was the lecturer.
You had started your studies in prison?
In prison, yeah. I did my Form 2 in prison, my O-levels in prison, my A-levels in prison, my LLB degree in prison.
Then you get to Zambia?
Zambia, I just did my 4th year law.
All right. And then your articles?
Then again, I did in Zambia. Then I was admitted to the bar. Yeah, I was attached to the Dumbuchena practitioners and became a partner with the Dumbuchena partners.
There was an interesting thing you once said, that Dumbuchena was a very interesting character. You say you are the fighters and we are the thinkers. Tell us briefly about it.
When I qualified as an advocate, Dumbuchena had a car. I didn't have a car. But we both advocates in Dumbuchena's, the Dumbuchena company, and I was the other lawyer. I had just qualified. So as we go to the High Court of Zambia, I would travel in the Dumbuchena's car, and they would argue throughout. So he got tired of arguing with me. So if you know Zambian High Court, they know the steps.
Yeah.
As walking there, as climbing the steps, he stopped. This is Dumbuchena. So Emmerson, I know you have your own passion for these things. Others are born to fight. Others are born to rule like him.
Yes.
And others to fight like me, to fight for freedom, for them to rule.
That's what that was his way of looking.
Yes, yeah. Then we parted. Then we left. Years later, we then met when Zimbabwe became independent. I was now Minister of Justice. I became Minister. No, National Security, I think National Security first.
Yes.
So Dumbuchena came from Zambia. So I reminded him.
And how did he feel?
He laughed.
And he was looking for a job.
I was looking for a job now.
And you gave him the job.
Yeah, I gave him the job as Chief Justice, you remember? Yeah. Yeah, but I reminded him of this discussion we had years back.
Yes, let's get to 1977, Your Excellency. You join others back in the bush in Mozambique.
Yeah.
And we collected that when Chimoyo met, Chimoyo Congress, the former late president said there is a slot which I'm leaving to be filled by somebody who is not here.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that true?
That's correct. They created their Central Committee and Politburo. Then they left the post of National Secretary for National Security unfilled.
And people didn't know who was to fill
Yeah,
it.
same Kabeso, we're going to fill this one. I know someone I know who will fill this one. Is capable. Because we've been together in prison.
So when you arrive, you fill the post.
Yes, so now I came back. That was reserved for me.
So you became the liaison between the army and the civilians.
Yes,
Throughout.
throughout. Before I came, when I came from prison, I joined, became head of security in Zanla. Chigoye was there. Now Chigoye's solution was killing. So when I came in, because I was already a lawyer, I stopped the killings. No. People should be prosecuted, found guilty, not guilty, properly. Then you serve your sentence and so on. I stopped all the killings.
So the youths of today who go through secondary education up to university to read law, those circumstances were not available for the President, Comrade Mnangagwa, who alone in a cold cell in prison studied throughout secondary education right up to his law degree. People should always be reminded that where there is a will, there is a way. Ruben Barwes, ZBC News, Harare.
Renovation of the country's major hospitals under the Presidential Renovations Upgrade and Modernization Program is progressing well, with Impilo Central Hospital in Bulawayo now upgrading its main hospital wings.
These are just some of the refurbishment works being done here at Impilo Central Hospital in Bulawayo, one of the country's major hospitals. These renovations being done under the Presidential Renovations Upgrade and Modernization Program commenced in October last year.
We are very happy that the project is going on well. It's the presidential projects to renovate, upgrade and modernize our healthcare systems. Most of our buildings were built in the 1950s and were very dilapidated, were not in a very good state. So we are grateful that His Excellency President has seen it fit, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, to start this project, which is going to improve the outlook of our health facilities.
The renovation works that are being done here under the Presidential Renovation Modernization Program will result in the upgrade of wards as well as ablution facilities, which were prone to vandalism.
There will be individualized cubicles where there will be 2 beds. In addition, in those cubicles, there will be a water basin for the patient in a particular ward. And in that ward, you can actually change the temperature to suit the people in that particular ward.
All these renovations will result in improved patient care. Now that a lot of ground has been covered towards renovating the hospital's main wings, Block C and D, the next target will be the maternity wings as well as the School of Nursing. Lisa Korira, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Zimbabwe's tourism sector has entered 2026 with renewed confidence as industry players move to convert global recognition into sustained economic gains. This comes after Zimbabwe was ranked #1 destination on the Forbes travel list for 2025. Let's get more from Yolanda Moya.
As the global travel industry resets its calendar in January 2026, Zimbabwe is not selling a destination. It is capitalizing on a crown. Ranked #1 on the Forbes Global Travel List for 2025, Zimbabwe now faces a defining moment. How will the tourism sector convert this international prestige into sustained arrivals, longer stays, and higher spending in the country?
What we are going to do is to ensure that whatever services we give are actually in line with the SDGs. We are going to also ensure that our services are really in line with the global trends. What we're also going to do is to ensure that whatever we're doing right last year, we are bettering it this year. We have also improved on the service delivery in as far as human resources is concerned. We are also promoting our own gastronomy as a destination, and our culture is so dynamic and it is packageable.
As the Hospitality Association of Zimbabwe in Matebele North Province, how are you leveraging on this crown?
We are leveraging in that we're offering the top-notch service to all travelers, and this will then lead them to stay longer, spend more money, and that's more foreign currency being generated into Zimbabwe.
Players in the meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibition sector say the Forbes ranking has opened doors for more international events. With me is Mr. Arnold Musonza, one of the players in the MICE sector, to tell us about the effect and maybe what needs to be done so that we attract more international corporate events.
For us, at the moment, we are focused on getting more and more MICE business, and we are heavily invested in that area because that also brings in more numbers into our destination in terms of international delegates. Our neighbors have waived visas, which is very critical because that then allows people to be able to come into the destination in large numbers.
With global eyes now fixed on Zimbabwe, industry players agree that the real work begins now, ensuring that the world recognition translates into sustainable growth, jobs and a destination that lives up to its #1 billing. Yolanda Moyo, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
The Zimbabwe School Examinations Council ZIMSEC Board Chairperson Professor Paul Mapfumo says the sustained improvement in the national pass rate is informed by the upgrade in the quality of teaching.
In the November 2025 ordinary level examinations, a total of 209,810 candidates wrote 5 subjects or more. Of these, 73,978 passed 5 or more subjects with a grade C or better.
The 2025 ordinary level results have been released, with the national pass rate rising to 35%, marking the 3rd consecutive year of sustained improvement. But let's take a quick look at where we are coming from. We are looking at a 29.4% national pass rate in 2023. In 2024, it rose and went to 33.5%. And now in 2025, it's sitting at 35.26%, which is marking a 3.68 increase from what we saw in 2024. Now, heads of examination centers are expected to start collecting their results from their provincial districts on Monday, the 19th of February. But to explain this trend that we have been seeing over the past 3 years further, we managed to track down the ZIMSEC board chairperson, who had this to say.
Now there's ICT introduction in schools, which is a partnership of government, development partners and parents themselves. They are now pretty conscious of the role of ICTs to make information available to students. And also the quality of teachers that we are getting.
Candidates started accessing their results on the ZIMSEC results portal at 4 p.m. this Friday. And for the Toto, a pair of twins who graciously agreed to share this once-in-a-lifetime moment with us. Girls, how are you feeling?
We're feeling nervous.
On top of the world.
I'm going to choose the combination of maths, business studies and accounts. I want to be a software engineer, so I'm looking forward to it.
2025 also marks the 3rd year ZIMSEC has had examinations without any irregularities, indicating that the reforms that have been put in place are clearly working. Well, a unique day it was indeed for all candidates across the country, but a happy ending nevertheless for the Toto twins. Panashe Nagoli, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, congratulations to the twins right there. In our following report, the Kwekwe City Council has resolved to partner Geopomona Waste Management Company for solid waste management. This was revealed when the local authorities officials toured the Geopomona Waste Management Facility in Harare this Friday.
Many local authorities over the last few years have been coming to the Geopomona Waste Management site in Harare to benchmark and learn on how to manage waste, which is a big problem being faced by residents in many local authorities. This Friday, the Kwekwe City Council, led by its mayor, had the opportunity to tour the facility, and they had fruitful discussions with the Geopomona management, led by its chief executive officer, Dr. Dilish Ngwaya, especially inquiring on some of the key features of this facility.
Mine, what is existing, so that you finish it, the animals on a daily basis.
Chinodhura inonzi waste mining waste management kubvisa marara ese zvavabata paground rekupedzisira. Saka sokona kwabaita panapa takabvisa marara ese zvatasvika paground rekupedzisira. Then marara iyaya haachakwanisi kushanda waste energy plant because marara agarisa asina high calorific value kuti ozopinda waste energy plant. Saka tinotora marara iya to compact. Compact twaunganisa zvakaita uku pamuri kuona uku tichakavha neprocess inonzi encapsulation, geomembrane, geotextile, then the 1 meter layer of cell. Tadaro chaita pack, changave pack, toisa loni, toita mashrubs. Marara chakura chidzika mbichana ufambi kwenguva zvikadasvika paground patirikudi patirikuda.
Afterwards, a full council meeting was conducted, and the Kwekwe City Council resolved to partner with the Geopomona Waste Management Company to improve service delivery.
We knew what we wanted, so because we had already discussed it, we had already made some decisions before even coming here. So after that tour, we had a quick meeting. I can safely say we have just affirmed the decision that we had taken at council level, that resolution to say we are going to be partnering Geopomona in the solid waste management in Kwekwe.
As the project progresses, the Geopomona Waste Management Company is set to undertake a groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the waste-to-energy plant, which is set to generate at least 22 megawatts of electricity from waste. This marks a huge milestone in the Second Republic in terms of flagship projects which are changing the face of the country. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
Transport operators have welcomed government's move to effect the ease of doing business reforms in the sector by slashing license fees, saying it will improve service delivery and also enhance compliance.
On Thursday, the government announced additional reforms in the transport sector aimed at creating a more efficient and business-friendly environment. The reforms include reductions in the operator's license and route permits for public service vehicles. This Friday, we spoke to transport operators who applauded the government for walking the talk, saying the measures will reduce the operating costs.
Inotungamirirwa na Comrade Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa chitenda nekuona kukosha kwekudzikisa mitengo yekuti basa redu rive rekutakura vanhu rive rinoreruka kupfurikidza nekuslasha kwavakaita mafizi iwayaya. Tinotenda zvakare nekuda kwenyaya yemaretest. Unoona kuti munhu anenge ari driver achienda kubasa, pamwe pacho munotopaka motikari muchitomisa vanhu votashaya chekutakurwa nacho vachienda kunomirira kuti vatore maritest.
Zvinobatsira kuti vanhu vese vakwanise kucomply. Senge ndakaona yemagarage report kuti munhu uri kutanga une bhazi 1 kana kuti une kombi 1 kuti uone operators license painzi panodiwa garage report, but ndakaona yakabviswa.
I would like to thank His Excellency Dr. Idi Mnangagwa Second Republic nezvavatiitira sema transporters, sema operators senyika kudzikisa mafees ema permits kubvisa retest. Sema transporters, we are very happy.
Massive road rehabilitation and broader infrastructure development are some of the measures being undertaken by the government to improve the country's road network. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
The success of the Machanaska banana production project in Burma Valley, Manicaland province has proved the Eastern Highlands can potentially become the fruit basket of Southern Africa. Gay Matambo filed the following report.
Matanuska Farms in Bema Valley in Manicaland Province is one of the leading banana production enterprises and is currently churning out 50 tons of bananas annually, which are being sold to local and export markets. A visit to the farm by this news crew this Friday revealed that the company is planning to grow the project from 329 hectares to 650 hectares in the next coming 5 years.
265 is the mature plantation where we are taking our production at the moment, and the balance are the immature. So from that spec, we are targeting 50 tons per hectare, and that is the average that we are getting at the moment. And calculating it with an average back on farm of 25 cents, then that is the money that we are expecting to reward from those volumes.
Banana outgrowers in Bema Valley are grateful for the establishment of this enterprise, which has seen them acquiring more knowledge in banana production.
Takasvika pane mabanana tikakohwa mabanana iwa akapera tanga tisina chataidzosera kumunda, so takapedzisira tangosara tisina mabanana until 2014 ndipo takazoita joint venture neMatanuska. Then vane ruzivo management.
The permanent secretary for the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Professor Obejiri, who visited Matanuska Farms this Friday, said such successful horticultural projects contribute immensely to government's horticulture recovery plan. And he also said that government is committed to securing markets for the horticulture industry.
We are here to really see production and the challenges that they are facing, the opportunities that still exist, to ensure that as they grow their main estate and also the outgrowers, how they can unlock value for outgrowers and for themselves. So quite interesting to see a huge production of bananas here in Manicaland and the opportunities that exist.
Meanwhile, a total of 450 locals are currently employed at this enterprise. The growth of the horticulture industry in Manicaland Province comes at a time when European Union's demand for Zimbabwe's horticultural products is on the rise. Gay Matambo, ZBC News, Bema Valley.
Now, as the country implements the National Development Strategy 2 towards an upper middle income society by the year 2030, the mining sector is considered a critical pillar for its success. Our reporter, Farai Gwaze, engages Mines and Mining Development Minister, Honorable Polite Kambamura, on the sector's progress and future plans in line with objectives of the country's economic blueprint.
The mining sector plays a critical role towards Zimbabwe's National Development Strategy 2 of becoming an upper middle income economy by 2030. To help me unpack some of the key developments within the mining sector is the Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Dr. Polite Kambamura. Maybe you could start off, Honorable, by highlighting to us the transition from NDS 1 to NDS 2 within the mining sector.
We saw growth in the industry. I would like to say exponential growth, actually, that was experienced in this sector because of that under NDS 1. The issue of value addition and beneficiation also played a critical role after we expanded production, after we opened closed mines. The issue of value addition and beneficiation saw growth again in mineral value and volumes that were produced from the industry.
Right. Maybe you could highlight to us with regards to lithium, the platinum group of metals, the extent that the mining sector is currently taking.
We banned the export of raw minerals. After the ban, this opened the doors for big investors to come forward and set base in the country by building value addition and beneficiation facilities in the lithium sector.
Right. Honorable Minister, appreciating the nation's vast mineral resource, exploration is key to be able to allow investment to come in. Where are we with regards to exploration for the minerals in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, we are going to be doing a national exploration drive whereby we are going to find companies that will come and fly over the country, aeromagnetic surveys, to try and identify the mineral base that we have, where they are located, and maybe go further to try and quantify the reserves and mineral resources that we have. That way we can now be able to plan strategically when to mine those minerals, who to allocate to those minerals, which type of investments should we be considering, what type of investors should be coming. Right. This will bring ripple benefits to government.
Value addition, beneficiation, sustainability, investment, development, and an increase in production. Key areas highlighting that the mining sector is on track to meet NDS2. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
7 cattle died at Mgagao Farm in Shamba on Wednesday after a cyanide poisoning incident that has cast a spotlight on adoption of safe mining procedures.
Following heavy rains which fell in Shamba district on Wednesday, water believed to be containing cyanide overflowed from Tasik Mining Syndicate right onto this road. 7 cattle subsequently drank the water, leading to their death.
The 7 dead cattle were still at the scene when this news crew arrived. Farmers are counting their losses and are demanding compensation from the mine operators.
Mombe dzakafa ipapo dzakawanda tinoti 7, but pa 7 pane 4 dzine mazamu. Asi yangu inini i1 yakafira ipapo donza samusha wacho pepa.
Nyaya inorwadza. So kuti dzimwe mombe dzakatofa ipapa pa ihadzi dzichinji dzacho. Dzimwe dzacho ndo dzataishandisa mukurima. Varidzi dzemene takataurana nawo vakati vachatibhadhara.
Environmental Management Agency EMA and Tasik Mine have since begun decontaminating the area to prevent more loss of life.
Mushure mekunge tabata shoko rekuti kune mombe dzakanga dzafa dzanwa mushonga takamhanya kuti tikatora masamples atakaendesa kulab kwedu kwatiri kuramba tichimaanalyze seprovince mvura iri kuramba ichinaya mazuva ose. Nguva ino ndiye kuti tirambe takatarisa tailings dams edu pamwe nekuita emergency ponds pamwe chete nekugara takagadzirira kuti pave nevanhu vanenge vakatarisa kuti mvura haisi kuzarisa here kuitira kuti njodzi dzakadai dzisangerambe dzichiitika.
Beyond rehabilitation, Tasik Mine has made a commitment to compensate farmers.
The incidents at Tasik Mining Syndicate is not an isolated case, as 2 similar incidents have been recorded in Shamba and Bindura in recent weeks. This calls for a coexistence between miners and their communities. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Shamba.
There's still a lot more news on our website, which our reporters are tracking for you. Our website is www.zbcnews.co.zw. On Facebook, X, and YouTube, you may find us at ZBC News Online.
Absolutely, and still to come in this bulletin, escalating economic confrontation cited as biggest threat to global stability. In the world of sport, England, Australia and Afghanistan claim thrilling wins in Day 2 of ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup.
Well, we're now taking a breather. Do stay with us. Don't go far.
Feel the thrill where sport meets adventure. Zimbabwe proudly welcomes the world as we host the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup 2026 this Sunday, 18 January. Don't miss an exciting international cricket clash between Zimbabwe and England at Takashinga Cricket Grounds in Highfields, one of our great high-density suburbs. This is more than cricket. It's about taking world-class sport to the community, leaving no one and no place behind. Let's go and enjoy sports and township tourism in Highfields.
As supporters, we ask you to come and support us at Takashinga.
Zimbabwe 2025, #1 destination in the world, according to Forbes magazine. Zimbabwe, inaka yedu, ilifa letu, our heritage. Experience Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe.
Guided by the policy direction of His Excellency, the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development has placed ambulances at major accident hotspots for the festive season. If you need emergency help, call Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe on 0772 922 623 or toll free 991 or 591. Ambulances from Discovery Ambulance and Highway Emergency Medical Services are stationed in Masvingo, Matabeleland, Manicaland, Mashonaland East, Midlands, and Mashonaland West, ready to rush you to safety. Road safety is my responsibility and yours too. Drive safe, stay alert, and remember, help is just a call away. This festive season, protect yourself and your loved ones, because every life matters. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development and the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe. Safety first, there is no second chance.
For 80 years, we've stood beside you as you carried tomorrow's promise. Every heartbeat, every breath, a life we've been honored to protect.
For 80 years, you have been our reason to serve. Every life touched, every hand held, we've been with you, with care that never rests. For 80 years, you believed in possibilities, your dreams, your legacy, your passion, protected every step of the way.
For 80 years, we've seen you conquer every obstacle with courage. The toughest climbs led to the greatest victories, and we've been with you for every single one. Here's to 80 years of dedication to you.
Whether you're scaling up or ready to go global, we are here to help with finance, contacts and advice, smart banking tools, and our Pan-African network. You can thrive faster with us. Discover a better way to grow at ecobank.com/commercial. EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
Sharing a ride to another city used to be my way. With InDrive City to City, it's my way. I choose my pickup and drop off, my price, my driver, and pay for just one seat. Share rides your way.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. One of Zimbabwe's biggest retail and wholesale giant, Gain Cash and Carry, has rewarded its customers through Jirimbokisi Ekusebokisini promotion held during the 2025 festive season. Let's take a look at the following report.
Our winner is H. Mukahanana.
The draw over the promotion, which is now in its third edition, was held in Harare this Friday, with the key thrust being towards strengthening relations between Gain, Cash and Carry and its customers, as the company boasts of over 90 branches across the country. Winners over the promotion scooped 17 Mazda T35 trucks, 8 NVA 200 vans, 1 3kV solar kit, 1,000 broiler chicks, and 4 feed, among others. Gain, Cash and Carry head of marketing, Mr. Kau Kusada, said that the promotion is a testament to the growing customer base of the entity.
It has allowed our customers to win these Mazda T35 NV200s, lots of prizes, great support from all our suppliers, from ZSS that are here, Trade Kings, Sim Kings, just to mention a few. And this year we're planning to go bigger again with the same promotion. So all the people, good luck to those who win, and we look forward to another edition this year.
Zimbabwe Sugar Sales and Marketing Officer Miss Amanda Nyirongo described the promotion as a huge success.
This year's promotion was very successful. We saw a great improvement in our numbers. The sugar sales really went up in this season, and we're really grateful to all the participants who bought our sugar.
The promotion, which received over 2 million entries, is also supported by top brands in the grocery value chain. Gain, Cash and Carry is also planning another promotion around the Easter period this year. Riding on the success of the promotion, Gain, Cash and Carry is also lining up a bigger and better Zvirimu Bokisi Okuse Bokisini promotion during the festival season of this year. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Acting President Kenal retired Dr. Kembo Mohadi has reaffirmed government's commitment to driving rural industrialization through value addition, thereby driving incomes and advancing job creation.
At first glance, this is a community that is defined by a serene environment, only disturbed by the chirping bird sounds. But it's also a community that holds so much positive stories and so much hope. This is because they've managed to transform their stories through the marula fruit, where they are now the major suppliers to the value addition plant established here in Rutenga. Commissioned in 2021 by President Emmerson Mnangagwa, the multi-million-dollar Mafura Marula Value Addition plant in Mwenezi has been a critical conduit to promoting the advancement of this community by unlocking potential and value of the abundant marula fruit. Acting President, Kenal retired Dr. Kembo Mohadi, visited the plant to reinforce and strengthen focus on this transformative infrastructure driving the green economy in Mwenezi. On the occasion of the acting president, Dr. Mohadi's visit, the community is already seeing huge benefits from this development. A few kilometers from this plant, twin sisters Juliana and Juliet are among many who have benefited from this project.
Yavandudza zvikuru nekuti paachagadzirwa nemuchini anenge achitiritiwa achishandiwa nawo zvine utsanana. Keno vanhu vakuyawo vachitogwawo pamabasa. Pane basa vanhu vodadza vanhu manyai mapfura acho ari kutorwa tichiwanawo mari.
Today their hopes have been cemented. They rushed to join hundreds of other villages who convened for engagement with the acting president. Outlining the roadmap for rural empowerment programs in this district, Dr. Mohadi stated government will be expanding the value addition bracket to other crops.
Beneficiation. Beneficiation zvekare yesesame, une beneficiation yepaprika, uyezve kuruwakwa a slaughter plant.
While the current strides have been significant to ring-fence incomes, future plans include expanding product lines and continuing research into the nutritional and medicinal properties of Mafura-based products.
Hurumende inotungamirwa naMnangagwa icharamba ichiedza napese painogona kuti zvese zvirimwa zvatinochera tisatengesera kune dzimwe nyika zvisina kugadzirwa zvakanaka, inonzi value addition, especially muno mumaruwa.
The provincial leadership has applauded the support afforded thus far.
Masvingo iprovince yabudirira zvikuru mukusimudzira mayuthi edu nemadzimai kuti ave neupenyu hunovapa pundutso mudzimba mavanobva.
Theirs are stories of hope, one which they look forward to bringing even more better results.
Tinoda kuti hatoivandudzika zvitopfuura ipapa ndotira kuti nevana vedu vasukuru vedu varitorarama futi nei nechirongwa ichochi.
Within the last 5 years, investments on the infrastructure have emphasized innovation and beneficiation, which have acted as a catalyst to pushing production capacity to close to 500,000 liters of wine annually. The Mafura plant is currently off-season, and many in this community are currently tending to their fields. Once the fruit ripens, it's back to normal business. They'll be able to resume their supply chain to the Rutenga Value Addition plant and recapacitate their incomes. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News, Mwenezi.
We now switch to the city of Kings and Queens, where Marilyn Ngwenya is on standby to give us more updates. It's a lovely evening to you, Marilyn. You can take it away.
Good evening and many thanks to you, Zain. In our following report, the Agricultural and Rural Development Authority is firmly on a drive to ensure national food security with over 60 hectares of maize and 120 of sorghum planted at the Bubi Lubani irrigation scheme in Matabeleland North. Let's get the details.
The Agriculture, Rural and Development Authority, ADA, continues championing national food production targets and the empowerment of farmers at Bubi Lubani irrigation scheme. To date, 60 hectares of maize have been planted, while 120 for sorghum is underway.
December. Sikhangelele ukuthi singavuna maybe ngoMay. Sikhangelele ukuthi amabele anale mali ezwayo ukwedlula umumbu.
Akwenze salima amabele ukuthi sikhangelele amabele ngathi price awo ngathi iphezulu. Sikhangelele ukuthi sithole 5 tons per hectare.
Uncedo yelokho siluthola kuhulumende njengasekuqaleni siyaphathiseka kakhulu phakathi kwayona le isimo konke inhlanyelo konke nje ama inputs thina kuyasincedisa siyathola ukuphila lemuli zethu siphinde sikwanise ukuthi sifundise imuli zethu.
This scheme, which has become a very important national template in as far as irrigation agriculture is concerned, has also served not only to reward farmers but to also provide important technical lessons on how farming can be done in regions like this one.
Tiri kurima tine varimi vedu vari panapa tichisapota wa V30 accelerator model iyo inotibvumira kuti tishande nevarimi vedu tichizovapo ma dividends.
Targets have been met here. Farmers have also been empowered. This is the story of rural development, which is ensuring that by 2030 most people who are in agriculture will be living an upper middle income society lifestyle. Mhlomuli Ncube, ZBC News, Lubani.
Zimbabwe's Corporate Rescue Framework, introduced under the Insolvency Act of 2018, is yielding remarkable results, with more than 90% of distressed companies successfully turned around since its inception.
The Act, a brainchild of the Second Republic, replaced the old judicial management system, which critics say was ineffective and open-ended. With a time-bound and result-driven, corporate rescue model is designed to save companies from collapse and preserve jobs. Since 2018, over 100 companies have been placed under corporate rescue, with 112 cases successfully completed. Several high-profile firms, including Makomo Resources, Cold Storage Company, Truworths Zimbabwe, Metro Pitch, and Humax Engineering, are now trading viably after successful rescue plans.
In percentage terms, I would say we have recorded the success stories in almost 95% of the cases that were placed under corporate rescue.
Makomo Resources confirmed the effectiveness of the corporate rescue model to the coal miner.
That process took about 2 years, where we regained market confidence when the debtors were paid off through various structures, including cash flows from the business. And when that happened, we got the business back. What that did to us is it gave us a time to start afresh without undue pressure.
The corporate rescue model is now widely regarded as a game changer in business turnaround, positioning Zimbabwe's insolvency framework as a key pillar in economic recovery and industrial sustainability. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Hwange.
Matabeleland South is winning the fight against January disease, riding on government provision of dipping chemicals.
It was in 2022 when Matabeleland South's quest to retain its status as the cattle breeding hub was halted after the outbreak of January disease, which wreaked havoc in this particular farm, the Lancaster farm in Caesar North. And one of the sad stories of this outbreak was a farmer who had more than 250 cattle but was left with only 20. As such, government intervened through providing dipping chemicals to all the farmers in this this area, and we are being told that since last year there hasn't been a case that has been reported.
For some thousands, I was we was veterinary batati ikas samples kwabaza sitshela ukuthi i-January disease okwenze nganimile ukuthi silandela ngonoku esanceda abantu be-veterinary ukuthi senze i-554 formation thina vele isihlukuluza kangaka i-January disease ngoba sasivele sidipha kanye ngeviki so lapho ngu-adjusta nje
nasasile 251 qalisa then kwasokusala 65
silile sibili ngoba asila lokhwanesa kubonayo ngalwa nomnyaka inkomo zisilile zinhle futhi.
Now out of the hoods, the Veterinary Services Department is calling on all farmers to take a leaf from Lancaster Farms model to eradicate January disease in the province.
We did a lot of campaigns with those guys, and then currently maybe suffice for me to report that this year we have not lost any animal to January disease, to Lancaster. And certainly if all farmers could follow, the Lancaster story, we can make January disease history.
This is the success story of the National Development Strategy 1, and as the country transitions into the National Development Strategy 2, the Veterinary Services is strengthening its quest to fight these diseases that hamper the growth of the national herd. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News in Caesar.
And that report takes us back to Pocket Soul Studios in Harare, where Zain is on standby. Zain, it's back to you.
Many thanks, Marilyn. We circle back to the capital, and in our following report, China's commitment to Zimbabwe's national agenda extends to inclusive. Apologies, I'm having a technical glitch. Yes, let me retake that one. China's commitment to Zimbabwe's national agenda extends to inclusive social development, supporting His Excellency President Emmerson Mnangagwa's mantra of leaving no one and no place behind, including children with disabilities. Let's take a look at that report.
The Chinese government continues to partner with the Second Republic, demonstrating the strong ties that exist between the two countries. Today, the Chinese government, through its embassy here in Harare, donated a variety of goods to the Jairus Jiri Center in Harare. The goods included groceries as well as stationery. Previously, the embassy also donated a solar system at the school worth 12,000 United States dollars. For the institution and the students, such partnership is very vital in creating an inclusive environment for every child to thrive.
Ndikunza kufara nditapiwa mabhegi nechibage zvakawanda nemabhuku. Ndikunza kufara nekuti tavigirwa zvinhu zvakawanda, tavigirwa chikafu, tavigirwa zvekutambisa.
The donation that relates to the books, the food and computers, that's going to go a long way to assist this institution. And also the issue of the solar energy, which is back up to the electricity at the moment. We appreciate this technology that has been given to us.
Speaking soon after handing over the donations, Chinese ambassador to Zimbabwe, His Excellency Ambassador Zhou Ding, reiterated China's commitment to partnering Zimbabwe in its development trajectory.
Our relationship is all-inclusive. The Chinese community and the Chinese embassy are here to make contributions to Zimbabwe's social welfare. The President Mnangagwa advocate for leaving no one and no place behind. And Zimbabwe adopt a mantra of Nika Inawakwa Nevene Wayu. We as embassy and Chinese community, we are committed to make more contribution to Zimbabwe's economic and social progress.
This act of support is connected to a wider cooperation between Harare and Beijing. From the new parliament building to critical power and infrastructure, China's all-weather friendship with Zimbabwe is built on sustained partnership. The focus today at Jairus Jiri Center Primary School reinforces that This strategic alliance is committed to inclusive development. Nyasha Makota, ZBC News, Harare.
Masvingo Province says it is prioritizing construction of more schools using devolution funds this year in order to ensure that learners get quality education and relevant education while housed in modern infrastructure. This emerged when Masvingo Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Ezra Chadzamira, and Primary and Secondary Education Minister, Honorable Torirai Moyo, met with school heads drawn across the province in Chiredzi today.
Under the National Development Strategy 2, government is targeting several key priority areas, with Masvingo Province prioritizing schools construction through devolution funds. The target areas include rural communities, as in some of these places, learners still enjoy long distances to school.
Devolution funds will continuously be disbursed into our local authorities, so that no place is left behind in as far as development is concerned. Zvikoro zvedu zvicharamba zvichivakwa, uye hakuna mwana achatadza kupinda chikoro nekuda kwekunzi zvikoro zvishoma uye hazvina nzvimbo inokwana.
The Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable Torirai Moyo, took the opportunity to remind school heads that they should be guided by the law in their operations.
We ordered headmasters to respect the right of the child so that they should never be excluded from the school. The turning away of the students violates the Education Amendment Act of 2020. It also violates Section 75 in the Constitution of Zimbabwe. If we turn away a student for non-payment of school fees and levies, that means we would have withdrawn their right to education. It is a chargeable offense.
Meanwhile, school heads from the province who recorded outstanding results in the 2025 advanced level examinations were rewarded for their leadership. 59 students from Pamshana High School scored 15 points and above, while Hippo Valley and Ndarama High Schools had 26 learners each who achieved 15 points, positioning Masvingo Province as one of the best performing provinces in last year's A-level examinations. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Chiredzi.
The main news takes a breather. Stay in your seat. We'll be back with you shortly.
At CBZ Bank, we understand the unique challenges and needs of those in the mining sector. So we offer a comprehensive suite of financial services tailored specifically for this sector. Our lease finance scheme lets you easily acquire heavy mining equipment without breaking the bank. And with value chain financing, we help streamline your operations by providing funds for input suppliers and buyers within your supply chain. Need extra cash flow? Our overdraft facilities are here to help bridge any gaps in capital while you wait on payments from clients or investors. But that's not all. We also provide insurance services to protect against unexpected events that could disrupt your business, risk advisory and financial advisory services to ensure wise investments and strategic planning. CBZ Bank is committed to helping you succeed in the dynamic mining world. Trust us to be your partner every step of the way. CBZ Bank, partners for success.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory with more, because we got you.
You get it.
We got kicks, we got scores. We got action, we got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama, we got fun. We got more for everyone, with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Sharing a ride to another city used to be my way. With InDrive City to City, it's my way. I choose my pickup and drop off.
Whether you're scaling up or ready to go global, we are here to help with finance, contacts and advice, smart banking tools and our Pan-African network. You can thrive faster with us. Discover a better way to grow at ecobank.com/commercial. EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa.
We're kicking your year off
in all her glory.
With more, because we got you.
You get it?
We got kicks, we got scores, we got action, we got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama, we got fun. We got more for everyone, with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Guided by the policy direction of His Excellency, the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development has placed ambulances at major accident hotspots for the festive season. If you need emergency help, call Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe on 0772 922 623 or toll free 991 or 591. Ambulances from Discovery Ambulance and Highway Emergency Medical Services are stationed in Masvingo, Matabeleland, Manicaland, Mashonaland East, Midlands, and Mashonaland West, ready to rush you to safety. Road safety is my responsibility and yours too. Drive safe, stay alert, and remember, help is just a call away. This festive season, protect yourself and your loved ones, because every life matters. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development and the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe. Safety first, there is no second chance.
Sharing a ride to another city used to be my way. With InDrive City to City, it's my way. I choose my pickup and drop off, my price, my driver, and pay for just one seat. Share rides your way.
Our headline story in business, the World Economic Forum says geo-economic confrontation is the leading short-term global threat in 2026. This came out in its Global Risk Report 2026, which was released ahead of its annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland. Zimbabwe's Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Professor Mthuli Ncube, will lead the country's delegation to Davos.
From the 19th to the 23rd of January, business leaders and heads of states will converge in Davos, Switzerland, for the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. According to a WEF report released this Wednesday, geo-economic confrontation is the top risk for global economic stability in 2026, followed by intense conflict, extreme weather, and misinformation.
I think if there is to be one key takeaway from the report, it's that we are entering an age of competition, and this new competitive order is then shaping current global risks, but it is also shaping and to some extent hindering our ability to actually cope with them. That's really the key takeaway. If we take a look at the number one risk, both for 2026 and 2 years out, it's geoeconomic confrontation. But then if we look at the risks 10 years out, it's really the climate and environment-related risks. All of these things require global cooperation, and that's where we're seeing a big backsliding in this new age of competition.
According to Zimbabwe's Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Professor Mthuli Ncube, the country will contribute to discussions on global dialogue promoting intracontinental trade and challenges present.
Zimbabwe will also contribute to those debates. For example, I'll be on a session
that will focus on the benefits of, of intra-Africa trade, supporting inter-Africa trade, participating in inter-Africa trade. Also participating in a session specifically on how to improve the environment for doing business and support, and you know that we've been reducing the cost of doing business here in Zimbabwe, a program that the president has pushed very hard, and I've also been doing my part as Minister of Finance to make sure that it happens, to lead the implementation process. So we'll be discussing those issues, and those are major contributions in terms of how to reduce cost of doing business, how to work with the private sector, how to promote trade in what we have produced within the African continent.
Dubbing its 56th edition a spirit of dialogue, the World Economic Forum says looking at current events unfolding globally, charting together a way forward in business and politics is crucial. Over 3,000 delegates from more than 130 countries, including 64 heads of state and government, particularly from emerging economies, are expected to meet in Davos. Oline Ndori, ZBC News, Harare.
We switch to the arts, where a number of musical events are set to entertain revelers in Harare this weekend, featuring popular DJ sessions and live performances by leading Afro-fusion artists.
The weekend's entertainment circuit in the capital offers diverse options for revelers. The festivities begin Friday night at the Zone Garden in Harare with the Woza Friday Hello Weekend event featuring a host of DJs to kickstart the weekend. Still in the capital, Afro-fusion sensation Aganya Binde will perform at Chop Chop in the Central Business District, bringing good vibes to showgoers looking for an intimate night out. Keeping with Afro-fusion, Sunday will see Alexio Kawara serenading audiences with his all-time hits at Gava's restaurant in Harare. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
Now look at sports. The ICC Under-19 World Cup is igniting passion and pride across Zimbabwe and Namibia as England, Afghanistan and defending champions Australia claimed thrilling wins today.
From the sun-kissed beaches of Harare to the electric atmosphere in Windhoek, the tournament is delivering unforgettable moments. At Takashinga Cricket Club, England won the toss and elected to bat, posting a total of 210 runs in the allotted 50 overs. Pakistan Under-19 were in trouble from the start, and despite a fight back, they were bowled out of 173. England secured a 37-run win, taking a crucial step in the tournament. In Windhoek, Ireland batted first and set a target of 236 runs. The champions, Australia, chased it down with ease thanks to Nigel Samuel's unbeaten 77 and won by 8 wickets with 60 balls to spare. The last match of the day saw Afghanistan batting first and posted 268 for a loss of 8 wickets, with South Africa responding strongly but ultimately falling short at 238. Afghanistan Under-19 took the win by 28 runs, showcasing their determination. The tournament is heating up and the competition is fierce as action continues this Saturday. India face off against Bangladesh at Twin Sports Club in Blayo, while Japan take on Sri Lanka at Namibia Cricket Ground. Anna Shemrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Still in sport, Harare Giants Caps United have organized a pre-season tour set for Malawi next month to fine-tune their skills and team chemistry ahead of the 2026 Castle Premier Soccer League season set to begin in March.
The Green Machine is on rejuvenation drive after a tumultuous period of financial struggles and relegation battles. Caps United was a fading giant last season, finding themselves among 9 teams which were staring relegation, but survived the chopper, finishing 9th with 43 points. The club secured a game-changing $4.3 million United States sponsorship deal last year with the Lesotho's Green Dollar Development Bank, setting the stage for a blockbuster 2026 season. The Green Machine technical team will be led by new coach Tekshua Chiragwi, who led Ngezi Platinum Stars to the league title in 2023. Caps United has also gone a signing spree, snatching up a top talent like Nyasha Gurende and Kudzwai Chiguida, Richard Hachiro, Talent Shamboko, Derek Murimba, Oprio Chirinda, and McDonald Makubwe, all from Ngeze Platinum, as well as Brett Amidu, Wallace Magaline, and Davison Maroa from FC Platinum, and Malawian import Chawananga Kawonga. The new era will be officially unveiled on the 27th of February when the club reveals its 2026 kit and final squad list. Meanwhile, New Boys Hard Rock continues to be active in the transfer market after snatching triangle midfielder Manashe Bamara and the Zambian striker Andrew Piri from Tanzanian side Singida FC. Anashem Rombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, that's how we end the bulletin tonight. From all of us here, have a fantastic weekend.
Good night.
TV, your voice, your choice.
Hello and welcome to Economic Forum, where we discuss various issues affecting our economy in Zimbabwe. These can be issues to do with agriculture, with mining, manufacturing, education, religion, and many other aspects of life. We bring them here to Economic Forum and discuss how they impact on our economy. My name is John Masugo. We've discussed the procurement in this program and tried to understand how the Procurement Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe operates. But today, we're going to be looking at it from a regional point of view, especially following a conference that took place in this country and a number of resolutions were adopted there in order to make procurement much broader. And we are delighted to host the Chief Executive Officer of PRAZ again. That's the Procurement Regulatory Authority. That's Dr. Clever Ruswa. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. We now know about PRAZ, especially from our previous program. But going on to the regional expansion, you had a conference that took place here. What were the key resolutions of this important conference that you had?
You know, thank you for asking that question. We had what we call the General Assembly for the Africa Public Procurement Network. This is a grouping of all the public regulators in the continent, 54 member states, but we are happy to have hosted almost 41 of them who came to Victoria Falls, where we had the 50th General Assembly. And the resolutions there were broadly 8 of them, but if one is to zero in on the key issues which they were looking at, one, continuous capacity building of the practitioners across the board, a harmonization of our laws so that they also promote intercontinental trade within us, within the continent. Then also the other one is where we are saying, how then do we make sure that our policymakers they are also alive to the situation if you'll be discussing the teething problems which we ordinarily face as we are implementing the relevant laws in our different jurisdictions. So we were very happy to be the country to host the 50th General Assembly and coming up with some of these key resolutions to that effect.
As you move towards that direction, Dr. Rousseau, if you could just point out some of the things that really led to this coming together and seeing things together, what problems were being faced?
Problems being faced is in any jurisdiction you would find that public procurement is sort of a lever of the economic aspects of its society. Because broadly speaking, you find we are in a space where if you are talking of a bit SMEs or so, for you to uplift them, you need also to be making sure that you facilitate them having trade, starting from within the country, then regionally, then probably continentally and internationally. So if you are not aligning your policies now to the day-to-day activities, it then poses some challenges and problems. So with regards to such, one key resolution which I may make reference to, which they ended up calling the Victoria Falls Declaration, is where we agreed as a collective to say, let's work towards having Africa Public Procurement Network, its legislative side of things, having an agenda adopted at the African Union and under the African Charter, such that will then promote the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. So this was the big one, and definitely we will follow up on that one.
Since the conference was held here in Zimbabwe, I'm sure you were given the heaviest task, maybe leading to the next conference. What is it that Zimbabwe will be pushing?
I'll make reference again to the issue where I made a reference to, say, the African Continental Free Trade Area and having a PPN, harmonizing the laws towards that. You know, this is one assignment which we were given as the current chair and the president of the Africa Public Procurement Network. And to that effect, we are going to make serious follow-ups vigorously, working, especially in our case now, using the structures which are there, working with Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, because they've got the expertise and the competence to then guide us and making sure that we deliver on that resolution and assignment. So that's one area where as a nation we are definitely happy to have been tasked to do such, because at the end of it all, it will then promote whatever our principles are envisaging going forward, to say they must be trade within the region, within the continent, also with the harmonization without any discord from the public procurement sector side of things.
That's Dr. Clever Rousseau, is the Chief Executive Officer of the Procurement Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe. We are talking about procurement, especially as it expands into the region and into the continent, and countries work together. Join us in the second segment, where we are going to begin with how capacity building is going to be implemented in order to improve the whole process.
Varimi, dambudziko rezvirwere zvinorwisa zvipfuwo zvenyu rapera. Usufikile umuti oqeda imikhuhlane yamabacteria elwisa izifuyo zenyu. Terranox oxytetracycline solid powder ndivasawira vemurimi wese anofuya mombe, huku, wayi nenguruve. Valimi, udubo lokufelwa yizifuyo ngemikhuhlane soluphelile ngeTerranox. Inorwisa zvirwere zvemabacteria muzvipfuwo zvenyu ngeTerranox oxytetracycline solid powder. Inkomo, imbuzi lengulube zakho asiseyi kukhathazwa yimikhuhlane ebangelwa ngamabacteria. Terranox oxytetracycline solid powder shasha mukuuraya utachiona muzvipfuwo, ingcici ekuqedeni imikhuhlane yezifuyo.
the African Public Procurement Network, which had its meeting in Victoria Falls, well, came with a number of resolutions that have already been explained here by Dr. Ruswa, who is our guest. And one of the things was to actually, widen the scope of the academy that you already have and based here in Zimbabwe in order to spread across Africa. How did you come up with that resolution, and what are you doing already?
You would find that in 2023, we established what we call the Southern Africa Public Procurement Network, where we are in partnership with the International Training Center for the ILO, which is based in Turin.
Turin is in?
It's in Italy. So the reason why we had this institution is we discovered that, especially in Zimbabwe, we carried what we call the training needs analysis for the public procurement sector.
For our
own, where we discovered that our colleagues coming from the tertiary institutions, the curricula therein, probably there's an inclination to industry, but when it comes now to public procurement, they were having some challenges. So we then decided to say, let's have it as a national one. But upon further discussions and collaborations with other regional countries, we also sort of found out that we had a common problem in terms of capacity. Then we said, let's have this one for the 16 member states, the southern, for SADC rather, and we will then have it sort of based here in terms of geographically, but for outward looking to those other jurisdictions. So when we now had our General Assembly, the 50th General Assembly for the APPN, which is Africa Public Procurement Network, the resolution was then made to say, why not broaden this, instead of focusing on the region, to look at the continental side of things, because generally the problems are the same. Now, again, when we are now looking at continental, we are now also being mindful of the languages now. You would find that in as much as we are in the 5 geographical regional groupings, in there we also have the one aspect which is cross-cutting, that is of language. So we are talking of the Francophone, we are talking of the Anglophones, then we're also adding those also speak Portuguese. So these are some of the issues now in this resolution where they were encouraging the government of Zimbabwe through PRAS to say, with this institution which you have set a noble idea, can you then look at it holistically now to say, let's not reinvent the wheel, but let's work with whatever is now there. And again, as a country, we are happy that there was such a resolution, and we will resource mobilize for it, working with the international funders for some of these issues, so that we really capacitate the institution.
Who is involved in all this in order to make it holistic? We know it's public procurement, and government institutions are involved. Who else?
We have development partners who always want to support the cause. I can cite one big one, like the Africa Development Bank, who normally would work with when we are talking about these other issues. Yes, when we are looking at the continent broadly, you also find that World Bank comes in there, Asia, that is Islamic Development Bank comes in there. Then lately, we are also seeing the Asia Infrastructure and Development Bank also coming into the frame.